people talk about it. They'll talk about millions and billions, but these are terms I don't think a lot of people truly understand. And I always say most people understand time. So to put this in perspective, if I gave you $1 every second, $1 every second, it will take you 12 days to get to $1 million. If I did that same exercise and I gave you $1 every second, it takes 27 years to get to $1 billion. So that kind of gives you an idea of the difference between $1 million and $1 billion and how vast it really is. So when we talk about the money cycle, that is where this comes into play. So let's bring up what I call the money flow cycle. And this here, I've left my little notes from when we talked about it before, is the total market cap of all of crypto, right? And we've said we've been consolidating in this box. We wanted to come out and retest it. So let's clean this up a bit. Give me a quick sec here on different computers all at the same time. And let's actually throw in a rectangle, right? And we'll go to the wicks, minus that one stinky wick. I tend to like bodies. I'm going to stick to the candle bodies. Mm-hmm. Right. So we've been consolidating in this zone, as we can see for, let's see, where's my date and time? Pretty much, let's go from here to the end of there would be, right? So 93 days, 3 months we've been in this consolidation box, right? So when we look at what happened a little while ago, our peak here, you know, where we retested it, and then this is where we fell. And then this was the event not too long ago, 817 billion with a B in 12 days left the crypto market. That's massive. Huge. That's why we saw the blood on the streets, right? And what have we pulled up since? Well, since our bottom over here, we went up, and this bull run's just been so annoying because of this bounce and consolidation in here. We got up to 185, and then of course, now going 3 days, we've taken out another $128 billion. And the reason for this last one, of course, was the Libra crash, the people that were scared. Where did this money go? Well, some of it would have been liquidated in leverage, and a lot of it probably went into gold, because just as Mr. Goated was saying, you know, confidence was also lost in the S&P 500. So on the daily, you know, we can see a nice double bottom here. And we talked about a while ago, we wanted to see this curl, right? We didn't get it because of the Libra and the tariff wars and what else, right? But what we did get is compression. Right. So now we've been in this area in here. This is our new little consolidation area between here. Over how long, right? And in this consolidation area, you know, we're looking at about $136 billion just in this range from wick to medium, you know, just quick and dirty, right? But what we've done is we can see the micro. So I have my own indicators, NFA, OFC, that are all up in here. And we're going to go over some free indicators and some of mine later. It is basically a style of an EMA cross. I just use a very specific number. And I call them micro bears and micro bulls. And when it's going down to the down, it's a micro bear. And when it goes to the upside, it's a micro bull. But we're starting to see compression, and we're starting to see the belly of the curve. We're right below the median of the Bollinger Band. And this is indicating, hopefully, but it's showing us we're going to start to see that cross, and we should get a bullish cross here, up and down in price action. And of course, what we're going to have are these levels of support and resistance of where profit is going to be taken. So this is why we're going to have all this bounce up and down. So, to hear that when we zoom out, and I'm going to take away, oops. Forgive me. When we zoom out, people go, oh, the bear market is coming and things like that. Let's get real. The media said, market crashes, and they did, as we looked at. But let's look at the bigger picture. What are we seeing here, right? I'm going to delete a bunch of the stuff because now we're looking on the weekly. And when you really want to know what's going on, zoom out. For the people that love to live on the 15 minutes and the 1 hours and things like that, you're not seeing the true picture. What are we seeing here? Right? All day long.
Bullish wedge channel, descending channel, right? Potential breakout soon.
Kind of a thing, right? And what we want to do is we want to come out of it, come back, retest, and then break out to the upside. And I believe we'll probably get into that $4.5 to $5 trillion market cap for all of crypto right now. But like I said, this has been a tough bull run, a tough cycle this time, because we've had all of these crazy events nationally, and we also have the commercial market. Retail's not in, so we get manipulation now by the big boys. And that's exactly what they're doing, and you're falling into the trap if you're panic selling. Opportunity is made on red days. We buy the blood on the streets. We don't panic during them. Everybody knows buy low, sell high. Well, to buy low, you have to buy red candles. And so this is the total market. This is all the money that is in crypto, right? And when we zoom in on the smaller time frames, we do start to see that we're starting to get these bellies on the 1 hour. And if we go back to this one on the daily, let's make it bigger so you can all see. On the daily, we are coming up to that bullish cross. Why can't I delete that? Anyways, right? So like I said, we're going to have resistance at the 3.3. We're going to see resistance at the 3.51. We're going to see the resistance at the 3.64. And what we're noticing, big money is moving fast out of the market. Billions, right? And 27 years, $1 a second. This isn't small chump change. So the next thing I always hear is there's never going to be an alt run, or we're in an alt run when some alts are pumping. And I've had this channel. Now what we look at for alt run is dominance. How much of the money that is in the total market cap of crypto is in Bitcoin, right? And right now, 60% of the total market cap is in Bitcoin. And the reason I said we haven't seen an altcoin cycle yet here is because this is where we broke trend. Well, technically right down here was our reversal, right? But this is where we were hoping, and it came down. So following the support there. And we can see early December where there was all that euphoria and people were saying, oh, altcoin cycle when ADA and XRP and everything else was pumping. And in here, in December, I said I was getting out of alts. I lost, I think, about 300 followers. And people called me crazy. And this here is a great sign to me when I get those comments that I'm on the right track, right? Because retail are sheep and they typically don't know. And what we did last time is we extended this, because I want to leave this because this has been on for eons, is we said we want to see dominance break down and finally break out the bottom of this channel. As soon as we break out the bottom of this channel, this purple line that's been going on as our support forever, then we can say we're in an alt season. And I said, look, up here on our stochastic RSI, we're overbought, for lack of better words, right? And that's when we were up here at this peak that would have at the extension just kissed the top of it. Now we're starting to come back in the pattern that we want. We want to see this curl. I'll probably move that to there now. We want to see this curl happen on our EMAs, right? Now, the reason we cranked up on this green candle here, obviously from what's happened with the tariffs and the Libra. Money came out of alts, went into Bitcoin, and or left the market, which we saw with the total market cap. So we're still looking like we have some good downwards pressure on a 3-day time frame, which means we're coming closer and closer to alt season. But when we zoom in on the daily, now is where it gets interesting, because the markets are saying it's over. I'm going to take all these indicators off because that might be confusing for some. But we can see that we're starting to curl down to the downside. And when it happens, you can see how fast it happens, right? And lots of pressure. So we just need the market to chillax a bit, just relax, breathe, and we can start to see hopefully this flow out of Bitcoin and into the alts. Speaking of Bitcoin, let's go to 3-day Bitcoin. Let's take some of these indicators off. Let's just keep it simple. All right. So if you heard the news in the last few days, what were they saying? Bitcoin crashed. Where did Bitcoin crash? I mean, let's use candle bodies. We'll ignore the wicks because the majority of the price action is between the bodies. Where's this crash? We had a normal pull down that we've seen how many times? A crash would be coming back down to this 73 next level of support, 72, 73,000. And where are we going to stop before it gets there? Oh, most likely at the 92s and then maybe somewhere in here. It is starting to pinch. But the stochastic RSI is telling us we're in a buy position. We're moving to the upside. And all this compression, and when we zoom out, same thing again. Here, not really a flag, but more of a wedge. Coming up, bouncing around, probably going to see some tight price action, want to come out, retest, come out probably to our level of resistance here at 102, do a little fake out back down to 99, and then hopefully retest this 106,420, which I called on a show eons ago. So I'm not doom and gloom. We're still in a bullish trend in a bullish market. Are there going to be ups and downs along the way? Absolutely. If you're panicking right now in the markets, to me, it just means you're over-invested, or you're watching the media too much, or you're watching the smaller time frames. Because when we zoom out and have a look, nothing's really changed.
Yeah.
Right. And then when we jump in on the daily, everybody is wondering what these indicators are. Maybe they'll do that another day, but it's just where liquidity is sitting for shorts and longs. So, I mean, when we talk about the micro bear and the micro bull, and we look for these bellies, same thing, and we know weekends suck for volume. It looks to me like we're building compression, about to get across, and then we'll have that stagger to the upside. As long as we don't have any more FUD or any more weird news from many of the countries, because we could easily come back down at these levels in here, but I don't see it right now. There's no indication to me at the moment that that's going to happen. So, and everybody's preaching 140, 180, I think Bitcoin will get there. Is it going to get there in the next few days? No. We know we have all these various steps and levels that we have to get through and retest to get above. So still very bullish on the whole market. Has it taken a bit of a crap? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to last forever? Nah. But we've had so many black swans and market swings, and there could also be the flip side of that. We could have great news, and then we do see the printing of rockets, So there's a little bit of the money flow for the total market cap, the dominance, and Bitcoin. Where are you at right now, Mr. Goat?
Right now, I'm looking at the total on the weekly, and I'm going to also show a glimpse of what the altcoin total market cap looks, which is the market cap excluding Ethereum and BTC. But before that, I'm just going to zoom out, like you mentioned, Canna. I want to zoom out and show people what's actually going on. The bigger picture is the most important here. You know what I mean? All the short-term fluctuations in the market, they're just noises. Okay, all you need to focus on is on the long-term trend of the market. If we draw, can you see my screen right now? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're up.
If we draw a trend line from the top of each cycle and we move up, we're going to see that these two areas correlate with each other, right? And then the next correlation will be around this area somewhere, okay? And that will put us around the 7 to 8 trillion target. I'm not sure how far it will go for this market, because every time a new cycle begins, it seems like the returns are diminishing. It's getting smaller and smaller as we go forward. So I don't have a crystal ball to tell you exactly how far we're going to go, but from the TA that we can see that these areas correlate, okay? And we have currently gone through the bear market of the last cycle, and now we've entered a bullish phase. So as you can see the cup and handle formation, and we've broken above the previous all-time high here, and it seems like Canna showed you guys, it's consolidating right now, and it seems like it's ready to go another leg and potentially one more last leg before we see the top of the market and we go through another bear market again. If we zoom in a little bit to where we broke out, which was around here from the bear market that we had, and we bring in the altcoin market cap as well, and we put them next to each other, it seems like altcoins currently are lagging behind. I'll put a box around here of where we broke out, okay? And it seems like that hasn't happened yet on alts yet. We haven't broken the previous all-time high yet on alts. It's telling me that alts at the moment are undervalued, and they could give very good returns if you're able to find a good support to get in cheap into alts. Like here, we're at support right now. Okay, if I draw a support from the previous resistance that we broke, and then now that the new resistance is here now, that area that was resistance before is now support, and now we've reached that area again and we've retested it, and price has held this area. Okay, it looks like it's held. Look at this wick up. If I bring in the volume as well, there's probably going to be huge volume in this area.
Yes.
Look at the volume increase. Like the market is not like doing this randomly. There's volume increase because there's demand in this asset class. All right. In order for the market makers, Wall Street, to exit the market, they need to create beautiful price action again to bring in more liquidity into the market. And that means pushing price higher and higher, creating higher highs and higher lows. And then when the euphoria comes into the market, when everyone becomes happy again, then that's the perfect time for them to grab all that liquidity and just dump it on everyone and just create the next bear market first phase. And then those who are holding in this area, they get wrecked, and they have to wait another cycle for them to become profitable again, or they can just sell at a loss. All right. So we want to. Yes.
I was just going to say this is the accumulation time, right? Like
reaccumulation, yeah.
Where when people panic, is usually a good sign. You've heard me say a million times. Just do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. If you don't know how to trade and everybody's panicking, buy. When everybody's cracking bottles of champagne and spraying down boats with it, sell. It's really that easy. But it's not, because of the emotional aspect for a lot of people.
Yeah, man, exactly. And some people are new, and you don't blame them, because when you enter the market as a new trader or someone that's new to the investment world, you will be panicking the whole way up, in my opinion, because it's every price action that you see is new to you, so you have to evaluate it, understand it, and get used to it, get used to the market, and then in the future, then you become bulletproof. You know what I mean? You understand what's going on. But because some people are new, they don't understand what's going on, and I don't blame them, because we used to be in the same position before, like when we first started. Everyone is, and if you can grasp the concept of support and resistance, the trend of the market, where we're going, the actual overall picture of the market, then you get a better idea of what's going on. You don't want to get too much distracted into the noise of the market or the social media. Social media, there's a lot of people that just talk just for the sake of talking. But if
we're in a bear market, everything's crashing.
They're either trying to scare you out so they can buy cheaper, or they just want to create content to just fill up their page. You know what I mean?
That's
well, you got to be.
Yeah, they want their clicks. Absolutely.
Exactly. And you just want to be a realist sometimes. You have to look at the market logically, in a logical way, not in an emotional way. If you become emotional to the market will discipline you. But if you look at the market logically, you'll be able to have a clear picture in your mind, and be able to make better decisions in the market. And you look at the Bybit hack, for example. This was the Bybit hack that happened
right
Friday. Did it really move the market? Really? It just pushed price back into support.
Saying it crashed Bitcoin, and I was like, where did it? And that's actually, like, speaking of community, and they lost 1.5 billion in that hack, and Zach's already on the case, and it was the Lazarus Group. We know that, and I don't think they'll see it again because it's the Lazarus Group. But the other exchanges, I can't remember all of who did it. They donated a bunch of their ETH to keep Bybit solvent. And I think that speaks volumes to the kind of community that actually crypto really is, because we still don't have retail here, and there are little pockets of these alts, of memes, that are based on the fundamentals of community, and that's where, in these times right now, if you find good ones, now's the time to accumulate, because as soon as that dominance drops, that's where the money is made.
Talk of dominance, just look at it, man. Look how beautiful it looks right now. It's literally, when we had the previous alt season, it literally dropped like this much all the way to support and created support here. And it took us 130 days. So the movement that Bitcoin takes a year or two to make, altcoins will make that move in a matter of 130 days. Okay, so imagine the gains that you can make in such a short amount of time. It's never happened in history of investments. It's the first time. And we actually we should be very, very lucky to be living in this era right now. It's like a gold rush, and we should be taking advantage of these kind of movements in the market, because I don't think later on in the future we will get the same type of movements again, because of the returns, the shrinkage of returns over time, the diminishing returns over time. And we've reached literally the area where we previously got sold off from. You see this? We got sold off here, and we've literally wicked into it, and we got rejected. Look at that rejection. Let me get my volume up as well, so you can have a look. Look at that rejection. You see the volume rising as well, similar to the previous one. It looks very similar.
And because the fear, everybody's saying it's over. They're selling out like crazy. And that's exactly what the market makers wanted you to believe, think, and do. And then now the pump's going to happen, and you're going to have all the FOMO buys.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like it's also hit the median